So today we're going to talk about optimization. Okay, so the definition of optimization is the process of finding a maximum or minimum value for a specific quantity. And so when we think about the word optimization, the root word is what? Optimize or?
Optimus Prime.
Optimal. And so when we think about the word optimal, if we say that that person had an optimal performance in the basketball game, that means their best. Okay, their best performance. And so consequently, here you can see where optimization means the process of finding the maximum. It is also the process of finding the minimum. However, the steps we go through at the very end, you're going to be able to assign a maximum and a minimum to a given value. Linear programming basically states that the specific quantity referred to right here, okay, this is what it's saying, is a linear function. So basically, when we do linear programming, that means the process of finding a maximum or minimum value for a linear function. And so we have 3 steps that we're going to go through. The first step when we linear program is to graph the region corresponding to the solution of the system of constraints. And so what we're going to do here, okay, is we're going to use an app on your graphing calculator. And the app is called the Inequals. Don't go there right now, but that is what we're going to do. And that will allow you to graph inequalities on the graphing calculator. Step 2 is to find the coordinates of the vertices of the region formed, which your calculator will do once again. And then step 3 is to evaluate the objective function at each vertex to determine which x and y values, if any, maximize or minimize the function. So let's go ahead and look at this first example. It says find the maximum or minimum values of f of xy equals x plus 3y, and for what values of x and y they occur subject to. So this is where I need you to go. On your calculator, I need you to locate the apps button, which is located in purple. And it's catty corner to the alpha, green alpha key. I need you to scroll down till you get to inequals. When you get to inequals, what you're going to do is you're going to, when you hit enter, it should say inequality graphing, press any key to continue. Go ahead and press any key. Now what I need you to do is go to y equals. Okay? Go to y equals, which is located on the top left of your screen. Now what you're going to do is you should notice your screen should say at the top plot 1, plot 2, plot 3, there's also an x equals. You should also have a y1, y2, y3, and at the very bottom you're going to notice there's an equal to, a less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. So now what we need to do is we need to type in this equation here in y1. The problem is this equation is x plus y. So I need to rewrite this. And I need to subtract x, and so I end up getting y is less than or equal to 8 minus x. So what you're going to do is you should be right now at the equal to sign on y1. It should be blinking, correct? Okay, we need to change that equal to sign to a less than or equal to key. So in order to do that, you need to hit the green alpha button. Next, you need to hit the less than or equal to button, which is the zoom button, the third one over from the top. Okay, once you do that, it should change to less than or equal to. Got that? Now what you need to do is move your cursor over and then type in 8 minus x. So far, so good? Okay, the next one. The x is located right next to the green alpha key.
There we go.
I need to put this in y2. The problem is that once again you need to solve for y. If I subtract 2x, I end up getting negative y is less than or equal to 5 minus 2x. But I know you can't have that. You have to divide by a negative 1. When you divide by a negative 1, what must you always remember to do? Change the inequality. So what you end up getting then is y is greater than or equal to. So I have to hit the green alpha key in order to get the greater than or equal to. And then I need to hit the greater than or equal to sign, which is located on the graph button.
Oh, I get what this.
Negative 5 plus 2x.
Why did that work?
Mine started graphing.
Ditto.
No, you had to hit the green alpha key first.
I did.
I did.
Nope, they
Pretty
didn't.
sure No, I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah.
Can guarantee it.
Okay, so first of all, we need to change that, so we need to do alpha
So
less
most of
than
them get
minus
max.
What?
So most of them get
and then
max.
you need
Yep.
to do minus x. Then what you're gonna do is this one.
So that's why most of them get max.
Bring alpha key, and you're gonna hit this one.
Max. Apple.
That's retarded. 3 down to max?
Okay,
Yeah.
so then now,
Kidding.
x is greater than or equal to 0. We can't do that quite yet, we will. I want you to put y is greater than or equal to 0 in y3. So I want you to put y is greater than or equal to 0 in y3. So everybody should have 3 functions in.
Wait, what do I do?
Okay,
Push
I
Y3?
push the button, so
Right.
greater than or equal to.
How do I go back?
So do alpha, and then hit that.
Yeah, I hit alpha, I just wasn't on the.
I just go to the alpha. What do you do?
Okay, so then now,
What do you do on 3?
what you need to do is we're gonna go to x equals, located in the top left. Notice you're gonna have to use your up arrow to get there. So use your up arrow to get to the top left where it says x equals and press enter. What you need to do is notice that now gives you the values of x. So you need to go ahead and enter it, x is greater than or equal to 0.
How do I change that?
Alpha, that's how you enter in the inequalities every time.
Why did we skip
Oh,
You
yeah.
didn't skip one. Okay,
Oh,
that one?
Yeah.
You gotta put it in X. Okay, so go to
Oh.
X equals right up here.
Yeah.
So use your up arrow. Okay, hit enter. Okay, so now, what you need to do is you need to hit graph. Okay?
Whoa.
You need to hit graph. Now what's gonna happen is your calculator is going to be putting in a bunch of shading.
It's like a jail shuttle.
Okay, now it's gonna be the point where it's probably gonna be pretty confusing for you to see.
That's cool.
So now what ends up happening is after it's graphed, you should have 3 things on the bottom. It should say shades, POI, dash trace, and question mark. Okay? We want to go to shades. So how you get that, how you get any of those on the bottom is you have to hit the green alpha key. So hit the green alpha key and then hit where shades is, which shares the y equals button.
Uh-oh.
Now, it should give you 3 choices. It should say shades, any Q intersection union or original shade. We want to go to number 1. What are you doing? Well, I know, because out there. So go to inequality intersection, number 1. You entered yours in wrong. Great.
What is going on?
That's crazy.
Dots.
Did I push enter?
You did it wrong, dude.
Well, we just like.
You idiot.
No.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Allie's gonna do this. So cool.
Okay, so now what ends up happening, you entered it in wrong. So now what's gonna happen is, notice you're gonna get a little quadrilateral there. What you need to do now is figure out what are those points of intersection. So notice POI means points of intersection. So in order to get there, you're going to hit what? The green alpha key and then the zoom button. Now, yours should probably start blinking. It's gonna look something like this. Okay, and this is gonna be shaded. We need to find these 4 points. Mine went to this one first.
Yeah.
Okay, and mine says 4.3 repeating
Yep.
and 3.6 repeating, but we know that 4.3 repeating is actually 4 1/3. We also know 3.6 repeating is 3 2/3. So this is 13/3 and 11/3. Now we need to use our arrows up, down, left, or right. You're just going to have to do trial and error until you get around to all 4. Okay, so does somebody have another one?
Yes.
0.8.
0.8. 0.8. Okay? 8.0. I don't get 8.0 is not one that's shaded.
I was just kidding. 2.50.
2.50, and what's the other one going to be? 0.0. And you could see that one. That's pretty obvious that that one's 0.0. Now those are the 4 points. What you're going to do now is you're going to take those 4 values and you're gonna plug them in to this equation right here. The biggest answer will be the maximum, the smallest answer will be the minimum. So now, if I start plugging in,
How do you get to 5.51
Okay.
to 2.5?
you have to use your arrows, it's just trial and error to get there. Okay, it's kind of one of those, you have to just keep punching until it appears. But up and down or left and right, those are the ones that you need to keep trying. So these are the values I'm going to plug in. And I'm going to plug those into x plus 3y. So if I plug 0, 0 into x plus 3y, what do you get? 0. If I plug 2.50 into x plus 3y, I get 2.5. If I plug 13 thirds and 11 thirds, I end up getting 13 thirds plus what value? 11, which that comes out to be 46 over 3, which is 15 and 1/3. And then if I plug in 0, 8, what do I get? 24. So now in looking, what value is your minimum? 0. So that's your first answer. What value is your maximum? 24. There you go. So now we're going to go through another one, and then we're going to go through a story problem. So let's go ahead, leave the equations in, and we're going to go through this again. So it says find the maximum or minimum values of f of xy equals 5x minus 6y. So now what we're going to do is I need you to hit the y equals button. Not the alpha, but the y equals. That's going to take you back to your equations.
Nice.
Okay. So then now, the very first one we need to enter in. Y is less than or equal to 6. Put that in y1. Y is less than or equal to 6. What are you going to put in y2?
2x minus
2x minus 2. What are you going to put in y3?
3x minus 12.
Negative 3x minus 12. Okay, now we've got a problem
No x's?
because there are no x's. And so what we need to do is go back to the x equal window, and we need to delete the equation that we had for the problem before. So use your up arrow to highlight x equals. Press enter. And I just need you to either hit delete or clear. So either the DEL or the clear will get rid of that. So let's go ahead and graph. So when you get done, I need you to hit graph. Ooh.
There is such good color.
Okay, so now remember once again it's kind of confusing, so I need to get it down to a little better view. So what do? Okay, so alpha and then the y equals, and which one of the three do I want?
The top one.
The top one, number 1. It's still, it's like, you know.
It like cuts it off.
How did you?
Oh, I heard it. As a big area now.
Yeah, so you're in a massive
What do we do with it?
It's so much fun,
It's so much fun. Okay, so now what do I need to find? What do I need to find? Point of intersection. So if you notice, you should get something that looks like this. What value is right here? 4, 6. Okay, use your left or right arrow key or your up and down arrow key. Negative 6, 6. Now we got to come up with the bottom one. Negative 2, negative 6.
I'm pushing side buttons until
Yeah, negative
it
2,
lands on
negative
here.
6.
I can't like move it. Oh wait.
Get a picture like this?
Okay, so negative 2, negative 6. Okay. So then now, what I need to do is plug those in where? Yep, 5x minus 6y. So all I'm going to do is plug, I've got 4, 6, 6, or actually -6, +6, and then -2, -6. I'm gonna plug those in to 5x minus 6y. So I'm gonna plug in 4 for x and 6 for y on my first one, and what value do I get? Negative 16. If I plug in -6, +6,
Negative 76.
negative what?
76. 66.
Negative 66, because it comes out to be negative 30 minus 36. And then what's the bottom one come out to be?
Negative 46.
Negative 46.
I thought it was.
You get
Okay.
negative 60.
It's- I think it's
Wait,
positive
that's not-
26.
That's wrong.
That's not negative 46, it should be negative what?
Positive 26.
Positive 26?
Pretty sure.
Okay, so you're gonna plug in negative 2, negative 6.
36.
Okay, so then what ends up happening is I end up having a max where?
Negative 66.
Negative 66.
A max at 26, where's my min?
Negative 66.
Negative 66. Okay, questions? Okay, so then now, what we need to do is look at the following. Okay, Tony can sell a maximum of 20 boxes of birthday cards and holiday cards. He cannot sell more than 12 boxes of birthday cards or 15 boxes of holiday cards. If he earns $3.50 per box of birthday cards and $2.50 per box of holiday cards, what is his maximum profit? So we're trying to maximize the profit function. So the profit function here will be 3.5 times the number of birthday cards, which I'm going to call x, plus 2.5 times the number of holiday cards, which I'm going to call y. So birthday cards, we're going to do x, holiday cards, we're going to do y. So now I need to figure out what my constraints are going to be. First sentence, what would be an equation or an inequality I could write? X plus y is close. Less than or equal to. Okay, he can't sell more than 20. Let's look at the next one. He cannot sell more than 12 boxes of birthday cards. X is less than or equal to 12. Now, could he sell a -1 box, -2 box? No, so I need to specify that x is also greater than or equal to 0. Let's look at the next statement. 15 boxes of holiday cards. Y is less than or equal to 15 and?
Y is greater than or equal to.
Okay, so now this is what you need to do. Okay, we've got in here, we've got to solve this one. So this will be y is less than or equal to 20 minus x. So this is y1. This is y2. This is y3. This is x1. This is x2. I will tell you right now, okay, that before you enter any of those in, I need you to go to window. So go to window right now. I need you to change some values because otherwise you're not going to get a good view. Your x min, you need to put in -20. Leave the shade resolution alone. The x max, you need to put in as +20. And the x scale, you need to put in as 2. Duplicate those same values for y min, y max, and y scale. Okay? What you need to do then, once you get done with that, go to y equals, enter your equations in.
I did do the x plus y one.
I've got one written in blue right next to it.
Oh, oops.
So. Okay, go ahead and enter those in, and then we will be back shortly.
Got it?
Okay, so now, what ends up happening is you end up having this figure. I'm gonna go ahead and draw it in, and then we're gonna label the points. So this, 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 and this. This value here is 0, 0. Now we need to find the remaining values. Okay? So we're going to use our point of intersection feature. What do we get for this one up here?
515.
515, very good. And so in which case, we automatically know this one right here next to it has to be 015. Okay, do we know another one?
Bottom right.
Yep, this one?
Well, I'm talking bottom.
Oh.
It's 12-0.
12, 0. And then what's this one gonna be? 12, 8. So now what I need to do is take those values and I need to plug those into my 3.5x plus 2.5y function. So I need to plug those in right here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and plug those in, and then I'm just going to write the number beside it. So obviously if I plug in 0, 0 here, I get 0. If I plug in 12, 0, that means I plug in 12 for x. And what do I get when I take 12 times 3.5? I got, somebody said it?
42.
42. Now I'm going to plug in 12 for x and 8 for y. So what do I get there?
62.
I got 62 on this one.
I had 62.
62, it's 3.5 times 12 plus 2.5 times 8. You were doing the next one?
No.
Oh. Okay, what do I get when I plug in 515?
37.
37.5.
515.
This one, 515?
Nope, I didn't mean that one. I meant that's
Oh.
55.
Okay, this one you said is 37 and a half?
Yeah.
Okay, what about 515?
55.
55. So now they want to know what is his maximum profit. So his maximum profit, the most he could make?
$62.
$62. We don't need to worry about a minimum here. Okay? So now these problems, as I said, they're going to take a little bit of time. For tomorrow, this is what you need to have. 3 through 6, 10, and 12. You've got some time now. I would highly suggest you get going.